Good evening, and welcome to the One Celtic Fans View. Tonight, it is all about the Champions League qualifier. Can Celtic ultimately make that step? Can they do it tonight? Can they win convincingly enough? That is the question, and that's what a lot of fans will have on their mind this evening. How convincing can we win, and can we get the job done? Can we get the job done tonight? So it's just a case of taking that horrendous journey next week and coming back with that anthem ringing in our ears. Celtic today, it was announced, well, it wasn't announced, it was announced by a reporter, this dude, the Balikwisha situation at Celtic. It's now been said that the deal, from a financial point of view, has now been said it's around about £4.5 million that Celtic have agreed to pay for the Royal Antwerp player. So it'll be interesting to see when that deal does go ahead. Obviously, Celtic had been trying to get the deal done, to get the player in for the game this evening. It doesn't look like that. Well, it's definitely not happened, has it? So we'll wait and see when it does happen. That's the easiest way to put it, isn't it? We'll just wait and see when it does go through. So we are just going to wait for the team to come out from Celtic. We will get some of the comments up, see what you are saying to it this evening. Stephen says he reckons it'll be 4 or 5. I'm not too sure. I'm going to be honest. Having watched the Slovan Bratislava game and having watched both ties, I think if Celtic win by 4 or 5 goals, we'll have been on fire tonight. That's my honest opinion. I think that they are a fantastic. Joseph's down in Torrux. Whoop whoop. Big up the Torrux crew. Oh, love it. But anyway, yeah, I think that that team will sit heavily in defence the same way that a lot of teams do in the SPFL. But they've got a bit of grit in midfield. And they'll have a good go. Do you know, they're not going to be shy with tackles. They see Celtic as a massive scalp to take on their way to the Champions League. But it's up to Celtic to prove. We dismantled Slovan Bratislava last year in the league phase of the Champions League. Can we do it this evening to this team from Kazakhstan? I just hope that we all turn up and that we're all putting in 110%. Celtic won 3-1. That's a bit more realistic, Patrick. I'm not going to go for a big scoreline tonight. I mean, I did say this morning I thought maybe 4-0. But having analysed my thoughts on the Bratislava game and how they played, it's not going to be easy. Do you know? And if we think that it's going to be a walk in the park, it's completely different from the league phase in the Champions League when we played Bratislava. Both teams had everything to go for. This is going to be a game of chess tonight. It's going to be a serious game of chess. And it's going to be Brendan Rodgers and the players on the pitch are going to have to overcome a really defensive, hard midfield, 7 at the back team. That's the reality of it. And when they go forward with pace. They'll sit and soak up the Celtic pressure tonight, and they will soak up the pace. Hopefully 4-0 at home, and then we'll be lucky to score 1 away from home at their ground. That would do. Looks like he's leaving if and when Balikwisha signs. Did you miss a bit out of that? Or are you talking about who I think you're talking about? But there is other Celtic news kicking around. We'll get the Celtic news in before the Celtic team is announced, which should be in around about 15 minutes. I've got to say, the sky looks amazing over Celtic Park tonight. Fantastic sky. But in about other Celtic news this evening, it looks like Marco Tilio will be sold to Rapid. Rapid Vienna. It looks like the Celtic have changed the structure of the deal to get them to buy the player. Brendan Rodgers spoke about it yesterday. He spoke about the fact that we can only put out so many players on loan. With Celtic wanting to put a lot of the B team players out on loan, any first team player, you're not really wanting them to go out on loan with an obligation to buy. If you want the player, we'll drop the price a bit and let's just get the deal done. Swap hands, shake hands on the deal, get the bit cash in, and we can move on and let everybody lives happily ever after. It's generally the way the things happen. So it looks like that the Marco Tilio one may go ahead. It looks like that's been given the green light, which means that the Balikwisha one must be about to happen. It must be about to happen. Anyway, an interesting thing that I seen today was the contract expiry dates of all the players and when they signed for Celtic. Now, whoever is the next manager, I know it's only 2025, but whoever is the next manager is going to have a bit of a shit show in 2028. That's all I'm saying, because 2028 is looking like a year that no manager will want to be the Celtic manager. Contracts expiring next year at the end of this season. James Forrest, Kasper Schmeichel, Mitchell Frame, Sean McCardle, Jemai Simpson-Pussy, who's on loan, Jude Bonner and Ben Summers are all players that are out of contract at the end of this season, which is interesting. And contracts that expire in 2027, Tony Ralston, Stephen Welsh, he'll be sold this summer, so I'm not worried about that one. Dyson Maida. That's all I'm saying. Adam Montgomery, he's away, I'm not reading any more of this article because Adam Montgomery's away, isn't he? Yeah, I'll check that out myself before I believe anything that nonsense Lot's going to say. Paul Baird says 5 or 6 goals tonight for Celtic. No problemo. No problemo. Why do these big teams turn up a week before they were shite? Give them a pump and send back. Brown Warrior, I can only go on what... I mean, I don't care what happened to them in their league at the weekend. I can only go on what I saw with my own eyes, and having watched the 2 games, they're no mugs. Do you know, they're no mugs, so... I take it we've signed Bolswalker. We've got the game on Freeview in Ireland on RTE2. Good, I'll need to look at it on RTE2 then. This has been the best clear-out window in a long time, especially if we get rid of Tilio and all the deadwood is basically gone, says Megan Diamond. Like deadwood? Is it deadwood? Squad players? I don't like calling squad players deadwood. Do you know, you've got to have a squad for a certain reason. I mean, if that's the case, I think Yang's deadwood. Just saying. He's going to start tonight, isn't he? Fuck. Is it true that Celtic look up? I hope not. I hope this is a load of nonsense. It was an interview by STV. That's all it was. And in the interview with STV, he was asked, "Will you sign another extended deal with Celtic?" That's all it was. There's no speculation at all. I think if we were to keep him for another year, our second choice goalkeeper has got every right to go, what's the fucking... Whoa. This isn't what the deal was. The deal was 2 years behind Schmeichel and then I'm number 1. I hope he doesn't, personally, because I do think... Everybody knows my reasons why I think that Sinisalo's the better keeper. He's younger, he's more agile, he's quicker out from the back. There's all these things that I think that he brings to the game. Now, 2 years learning under Kasper is a fantastic education for a young goalkeeper. Fantastic. It's a kind of education that Celtic cannot... You cannot pay someone to... I mean, you can have the goalkeeping coach, but to have someone with Kasper Schmeichel's experience, you can't buy that kind of knowledge to pass on to a keeper day to day in training. Do you know, if you were to buy it, it's going to cost you a fortune. So to have him here for the 2 years with Sinisalo's brilliant, but I think Sinisalo's got a lot to offer Celtic, and especially long term. Yes, I'm doing a watch along tonight. The watch along is live. The video is live, so yeah, we will be doing a watch along. I'm just going to jump over to Celtic Park, and I have an agent in Celtic Park tonight. I do have an agent in Celtic Park tonight, so hopefully we might get some footage. And they're sitting in the posh seats. They are sitting in it. Casper will go just like Brendan Rodgers, says Paul Baird. He's not giving up. Margaret says it's going to be 3-2 for Celtic. 3-2. I would just like to say also, I see that Martin of the Rangers Rabble did an apology this afternoon and spoke about it, and I did say on the post that any money that comes in from that video will be paid to the Show Racism a Red Card, because I do not want to profit off that unfortunate incident. We put it to bed and we move on. End of. Uncle's Frederi, I think goalkeeping roles will reverse. Do you think they'll reverse to Sinisalo? I think Sinisalo will get the cup run, and I think he'll give Brendan Rodgers a lot to think about during the cup run. I think there'll be a little light bulb moments during the cup run with Sinisalo in the cup, and I think that it'll get him thinking, should we be playing him in the Champions League? Billy's sitting watched in his truck in my pants eating macaroni, living the dream. My life will never be the same. I want 3-1. John wants 3-0 from the half time. The Celtic fan, the Tims and Celtic fans all around the world. Martin does a very good job handling the situation. He's a good guy. Yes, he is. Megan Diamond is, and I did say that. I've got a lot of respect for him as a YouTuber. Not as his team. I mean, I did say in the post on Twitter, fair play for you to saying it. Good luck with your podcast, and I hope your team finish third, as you do Celtic. We move on from it. It's as simple as that, So we all put our big boy pants on, and it is what it is. Anyway, the reports today that Mikel Balikwisha had a medical booked at Celtic, and a little bit of dispute with his club. To me, it says it's financial. To me, it's he's looking for a payoff. It's got a bit of. If anyone remembers when Pierre van Hooijdonk came to Celtic, it was a similar situation. What is it about those Dutch? I'm having a bad time with Dutch just now. Apologies to any Dutch that are watching the channel. But Dutch are a friggin' pain in the ass here. Anyway, let's move on swiftly. Shall we? Celtic 4-0. Engels to score any time. What odds are you getting for that? Paul is going for 4-1, the boys. I'm going to wait until I see the team. Ali Boy says 5 in the first 5 minutes. Oh, come on. Let's just get the result and get out of the comfort zone. Yeah, that's what we need to do. 4-0. Can't be registered for the second leg if he signs 24 before. I don't think so, Megan. No. Megan Diamond. I think that they had to be signed for the playoff round. They had to be signed 24 hours before this game. They had to be sent to it's nothing racist about what's going on with Dutch. They're just a pain in the arse. And not literally. You don't do Greek. But anyway, yeah. 4-0. James is going 4-0. I mean, Trump and Billy Dunn. 4-0, that's my score, and that's a kind of hopeful scoreline more than anything. It's a scoreline that I hope that Celtic can achieve, because it'll show that we're meant to be in the Champions League more than anything. I think a really good scoreline like that will show that Celtic believe. Team news soon. They've put out McGregor's strip. Schmeichel is playing. Great. Benji starts. Benji does start the game because they've got Benji's strip out as well. So there's a little insight into, and are they going to bring the team out on time at 1:45? I get nervous at this point. I get really nervous at this point with games like this because there's a lot riding on this game, and you know we need a 3-goal cushion to take over to Kazakhstan. Yeah, we do at least that. We need at least 3 goals. I'm going for an edgy 2-0 or 3-1. The inner part of me says it's going to be an edgy. I think if we get 2 or 3, we'll find our form, we'll find our flow, we'll find our pace, you know, we'll get into the rhythm of the game, and we'll be like, come on, we've experienced this before, lads. Remember last year in the Champions League? Just dust ourselves down and let's go for it. Let's fucking, we're the big team here. Do you know, we're the big team, we're the favourites. Let's go and show it, let's go and prove it. Let's tell everyone that we should be in that last 7. 7 teams are vying for position. The last 7 positions in the Champions League format. And Celtic should be there. Celtic should be there, whether we shouldn't need to be going into playoffs. Celtic are a team with great esteem. And the fact that, if you ask me, anyone that's won the Champions League should automatically qualify on an ongoing basis for life into the Champions League. That's it. We need to boycott UEFA. We need to start this one. That if you have won the Champions League even once, you automatically qualify for the Champions League for life. Doesn't matter how shite you are. Maybe that'll get the board. Maybe we should pressurise the board and bring it out. They're bringing all sorts of changes in UEFA. That is one that we need to put a bit of pressure on. Everyone's got some butterflies. I've got more than butterflies. My stomach's in bits. 4-0 says Brown Water would be lovely. And if we manage to get to the group stage, I'll be desperate for the board because they're tight-fisted. As long as we're not 3-0 down in the first 20 minutes. Just saying, says Billy Dunn. Arse at the window time, Baz. Hopefully we'll get bigger and better team. Yeah, hopefully. They play at altitude, so I have a decent advantage at home. Get it done. Sugar man, I'm not buying this altitude stuff. It doesn't matter when you're professional footballers. Do you know that? I mean, they're having to travel to Scotland and they're thinking, fucking hell, it's freezing here. Michelle's in the house. Let's go Celtic. 8-0 Baz says Stephen. Ready for an Engels masterclass. On the park said they're quite pacey up front. They are. Typhoon McFlustery. I've been saying they will hit us on the break. They will hit us on the break and they are fast. Do you know, they'll sit and soak it. They'll sit with 7 at the back. I mean, people have been saying, oh, it's a walkover. And it's not a walkover. Having watched the first game against Slovan Bratislava in Kazakhstan, I was thinking, Slovan Bratislava were lucky to get away with a 1-0 win. Slovan Bratislava keeper on that night made 10 cracking saves. And you're thinking, fuck, what's happened to Slovan Bratislava? They're absolutely garbage. Absolute garbage. What's happened to them? And it was proved right. Do you know, Celtic never make it easy. Nope, they do not that. Just keeping an eye on actually, you could send us a picture of the team sheet. Since you get it in your lounge, you know who you are. But as you know, if Kevin McGlone, who drinks the Hoops Bar, yep. Think so, yeah, Joseph. The Hoops Bar in Guardamar. Yeah, I'll know. Altitude sickness, very thought Juventus needs to be players for months because of it. They don't play that high. It's not going to be life-threatening stuff. I could assure you that. The team will be out in seconds. In seconds. I think at this point we should pray pray to the football gods that Brendan hasn't had to play anyone that we think, oh, what the is he doing on the pitch? My hands are sweaty, and it's not with the humidity either. It's just it's I can feel my breath getting heavier. The anticipation, the wait for Celtic to release the team. Press the fucking button, Celtic. Oh, he's having a laugh. Come on, Celtic. I'm sure they're sitting watching, and they're like, we just hold off. Come on, you're past the time that you should have had the team released. And breathe. Celtic still haven't released the team. They're now around about 40 seconds behind when they normally release the team. Somebody's sitting in Celtic. It's out! Oh my goodness! There's no surprises whatsoever in the team. I'll just get this down there and then get in the... Engels is on the bench. Shock horror. Arnie Engels is on the bench. Holy shit. Arnie Engels is on the bench. Let me just get this team and get it right up there, right down there. Arnie Engels, there's the team there. Schmeichel, Johnson, Vickers, Scales, Tierney, McGregor, Hatate, Benji, Forrest, Dyson, Maida and Adam Idah on the bench. Sinisalo, Simpson, Poozy. Let's just make that a little bit smaller so that we can ultimately make this a little bit bigger for all you visually impaired people. Luke McCown's on the bench. Simpson Poozy's on the bench. Trusty's on the bench. Yang's on the bench. Shin Yamada is on the bench. Callum Osmond is on the bench. Johnny Kenny's on the bench. Arnie Engels is on the bench. Paulo Bernardo is on the bench. Dane Murray's on the bench, as is Tony Ralston. Please don't add that. Engels is superb at corners. Scales has to be in with a shout tonight. Maybe we'll get 3 million for Engels. Not a chance. I said Poozy's on the bench. I did say that. Michelle, just calm down. Stop being excited. If you want to bench it to start, Engels was going to sit out. It looks like Brendan Rodgers will go with the formation that I said he would. It's going to be a 4-2-3-1 formation, and Benji is going to sit beside Callum in that midfield because they are a very solid team in midfield. They're very defensive at the back. They'll go 5, 6, 7 at the back at times, and then they'll have those midfield players that have got a bit of pace. So Callum McGregor will need help from Benji sitting in midfield tonight at times, and it makes your midfield a midfield 5 if need be. So if we're playing 4-2-3-1, then Engels should be starting. Nah, not at all. Benji's way better sitting in defence and going forward. We've seen it through the beginning of the season. We've seen it the bit of pre-season that we had, where Benji was sitting beside Callum McGregor. It gives you the 2 number 8s, and I think it's a fantastic. Brendan's got it right again. I'm happy with that. It allows us to make some fantastic changes in the second half. It does allow us to do that. You'll bring on Arnie Engels. I'd even say Luke McCown, maybe Paulo Bernardo. If Liam doesn't score tonight, he's in trouble. If Adam Idah doesn't score tonight, he's in trouble, should say. Is he in trouble? I think he would be. But the crosses that he's going to get in from, I mean, Adam Idah is going to get service from James Forrest, Dyson Maida, Ali Johnston, Kieran Tierney. He's got 4 players going down the wing that are ultimately going to be crossing balls into him. If he cannot score at least one tonight with the service that those guys put in, but I will say that Brendan Rodgers may change tactics a bit, and he may put Kieran Tierney a little bit further forward, and he'll bring Dyson Maida into the centre with the big man himself, Idah, to give him a little bit of help out, because it is going to be congested in that defence. Absolutely congested in that defence. Apparently they're missing 3 starters. Well, that's okay. If it's a menu del dia, you get around about 4 courses anyway. Sorry, it's a Spanish joke. You'll not get it. Apologies, Kieran. I crack myself up sometime. Is that official line, or is that your pickup, Baz? Is that the official lineup? Yeah, that's the official lineup, mate. Do you think I just pull these out of, do you think I just pull these out of the ether? That is the official it's the official lineup. Or are you just making this shit up, mate? It's not really the team. You're fucking kidding us on, man. No hating that, like, God, fucking hell. Idah's had those services before and wasted them all, says Danny Boy. Don't be negative. No negativity tonight. Jesus, this is what will happen. Where is it? No, I'll go this way. Wee Mitch is in the house, having a you got this one. It's wrong colour. I'm just playing with it. Can I get the disco lights on? We can't get the disco lights, can we? We've got our very own disco lights. Sorry if you are of a disposition where you don't like, but it is. Let's go. Yeah, the Celtic lineup. That's the real lineup. So stop playing with the lights. Imagine me at Celtic Park flicking the switch. Do you think that's what they do? Adam Eder will score 2 tonight, says Lanky. He's not his biggest fans, but I can see him scoring. Well done, Wee Mitch. Yeah, big shout out to Wee Mitch for the £10 super chat. Thank you a lot, mate. It means a lot to me, and you're a fantastic supporter of the channel. You got your new camera, Baz. Looks crystal. Looks crystal clear. No, I just moved the light, to be honest. Yeah, just playing about with the lights. I moved the light away up there. Just moves things about. Adam Eder is due a goal or 2. Will it happen tonight? Benji, where was that one? Benji and Engels should be on our starting 11. Both good players. Who do you drop then in the midfield? You're going to have to drop Hatate or McGregor. If you're going to play both of them, do you drop Hatate? Nope. Going forward, he's sublime. He's got a goal in him, and it's just everything that Rio does. You're going to drop McGregor? No, because if you drop McGregor, the whole team standing going, who's going to take control? And anyway, Paul Baird says Adam Eder's due a goal or 2. Will it happen tonight? Let's bloody hope so. I'm surprised that Scales start in front of Trusty. Not really, because Scales can go out to the left-hand side when Tierney comes off in the second half. And when that happens, there's a chance that we'll go 3 at the back. Don't say I told you so, but there is a chance that we'll go 3 at the back at that point, with the holding 2 midfielders helping out if we need it in a back 5. But I think the manager may go 3 at the back at that point, and then just push Scales up a little bit, even though it's not his favourite position. Maida will get us a goal. Yeah, I think he will. I'm surprised that Scales getting started. Trusty. Irishman and Porter. Afternoon. All today is a canoe racing. Your canoe racing here in Paraguay. Delayed. So we'll be back at the race to get back. I'll have to watch it on the phone. 4-0 tonight he's going. He's got the life and a half, hasn't he? Canoe racing in Paraguay. He's filming canoe racing. I'm just jealous. I'm just jealous, like loads, because I'm sitting here at this end. Do you know what I mean? I hope you always crack me up when you come on, mate. You do. It's just because I'm just thinking of you, just doing your TV work, and it's just like, fucking, I'm in the wrong job, man. It's at times like that I wish I'd stuck in at school, and instead of being an entrepreneur, just like got a normal job like normal people. but I've never been. I can't take orders. It's just never going to work. Anyway, as long as you're no flicking your hair, no flicking around. That's what you're talking about. Oh my goodness. Scales progresses the ball quicker than Trusty. Scales also gave away a goal in his last game. That's all I'm saying. When we put Scales out to the position that Tierney was in, I think Tierney would have closed down the ball quicker. Scales is better than Trusty all day long, says Paul Baird. Oh, he's got a love child, Paul. Scales is his love child for the season. Paradise Huddle's going for 3-1. Give me your score predictions in the comments now. We'll get your score predictions up. Going off subject, we signed Vardy. How do you feel about that at this stage? I don't think we're going to sign Vardy. It wouldn't surprise me though if we get into the Champions League and we just go, fuck it, let's get Vardy in, let's get Balikwisha in, and let's get the other winger that we're looking at, and let's sell Rio Hassati at the same time. That'll get you sitting back in your seat. 11 million for Engels, 6 million for Trusty, 5 million for Bernardo on the bench. No wonder the board are not giving him money. Why, Stephen Shaw? Does that not mean that the players on are seen as a value as more? I mean, if Celtic were to sell any of those players, they would be sold for more than 6 million. Any of those players on the pitch will be valued by Celtic. Any of that starting team tonight will be valued by Celtic at more than 6 million. I think people need to... I know it's a business, and I know that a lot of people struggle with the monetary value of players in the modern game. But I think that a lot of the Celtic fans really need to let go of this biscuit tin mentality of having £5 million players sitting on the bench. Because it's not a mentality that big teams have. Big teams, Champions League teams, walk tall teams. It's not a mentality that they have. If they've got a 10 million, 11 million pound player sitting on the bench, they're looking at the bench going, we're a good team. Fuck. We're good. We're fucking shit hot. Look at that bench. This scared the living daylights out of anyone. No you're Celtic. Oh man, we've got 11 million pounds sitting on the bench, man. Fuck, sake, Brendan Hinton. That's why you're not getting money, man. I can't take it. Opposition players just to bounce off Rio. Yep, all that. Let's get some of the scorelines in. Baz does take orders. Do your missus give you permission to say that? Does Baz take orders? Did your missus say what? She doesn't listen to a word I say. Jesus, what woman does? SBL fell fine. The team could be in Champions League. We'll wait and see. 1-0 at half time, and Idah withdrawn and then scored another 4. Ooh, says Danny Boy. 5-1 tonight, says yeah, I'm doing a watch along. Watch from Muscat, Oman. Wow, holy shit, from Oman. We're getting all around the world tonight, yeah. 4-0, says AJSC Tech. Goals might come late on. Chilpel blocked a message by mistake. Didn't even see that. Can we start 13 high value players only and have 11 starters? Odds of 1 to 14 on. Should be 5 now minimum. Benji's going to whip out his big Viking. Yeah. Let's get it over the line tonight. He's just get behind the players, says Square Sausage. I want everyone to get behind the players. The chat is bonkers sometimes. It is absolutely crazy. Need legs for games like this. Engels, Trusty, Bernardo won the double. 3-0 Celtic, says Spacey. Yang on the bench. Yang is on the bench. He'll come on later on. It gives us it gives us a good. Baz put a tenner on Idah to score. Forrest 71 for an assist. Well, him, big man's due a goal. Woofed. Just put a tenner on Adam Idah to score. Woofed. Liverpool had 150 million on the bench at the weekend. Exactly. You don't see Liverpool fans going, alright, mate. I can't do a Liverpool accent, but I'm at. I'm not even going to do it. Oh, the delirium setting. 3-0 at half time. 4-1 says Square Sausage Mick. 3-1 the good guys. A woman doesn't listen to her husband. Say it ain't so. Of course they listen. And then they say, are you finished? That's what they all say. They turn around, they give you that look and they go, are you finished? And then you go, oh, fuck, I'm fucking going to get it, Anna. Fucking no, I shouldn't have said that. Fuck's sake, pray for me, God. And that's when you cuddle into the dog and say, oh, look how cute the dog is. Either couldn't hit a stand if he fell off a deck chair at the beach. Put a poll up if you hate the Rangers. Nope, not doing that. Let's hope Scales keeps his hands down. Says Paradise Found. Goals early on and late on as well. Maybe middle on. Oh, Sarah, that's the comments do this channel. Just is big shout out to Sarah, who's currently getting her feet massaged, and her foot massager, drinking lager, with her hoops top on. That's an image that none of us really need to even have thought about, really. Oh, Jesus. Give me strength. What time is it? It's 8 o'clock Central European time. It is 7 minutes. It's 1 minute past 7 Celtic Park time. 59 minutes to go until Celtic take to the park. The stadium is just opened its doors. There are people inside. Baz, what can I say? A can of Coke and a curly whirly. You just say that because I'm like, can I get curly whirlies here? Like, you just can't. There's a van coming from Ireland next week. Should say to him, just go pick us up a box of curly whirlies. Bring it over. Can we let them settle? Yeah, we can do that. Settle the nerves. Trust me, UEFA will not want Kazakhstan team in the Champions Leagues. It means nightmare trips for the... Do you think so? Is that insinuating? Is that insinuating that the referee might be for Celtic tonight in a UEFA Champions League game? Well, never in the month of Sundays. Never in a month of Sundays with that. Hope you're going to the second leg. Yeah, I'm going to the second leg. I'll put my second leg up on the table. Might not break the chair. I need to put the table down. Oh, that's up. Down the way. Just popped in, pissing yourself, laughing. Glasgow's green and white. Love a curly whirly. Why? Stop talking about massaging feet. Any news on signings? Yes, there was one that came up today. You might have seen the video earlier on. I'm not going to put the picture up because I've taken it down to put the team news up. But Celtic are on the verge of signing Mikel Ange from Royal Antwerp. Mikel Ange Balikwisha at 4.5 million. It's been suggested by a few Celtic websites. I don't know how they've got the exact fee because the news didn't come out of Scotland. The news didn't come out of Scotland about the fact that that Celtic had booked a medical for the player and the medical had to be cancelled due to the fact that the player has still some ongoing issues with his club, which couldn't which could not conclude the deal. So it's what it is. You know, he's. I said at the beginning of the live, if you can remember back, and a lot of you may not remember, but a lot of you will, because you're old geezers, is when Pierre Van Hooijdonk signed for Celtic. There was something similar. There was a little bit of a delay on Van Hooijdonk coming, if my memory serves me right. I mean, you're talking about, Jesus, 30 years ago, nearly. And Liam, do not say that. Anyone that says that will get banned from the channel. I'm joking. You need banned for the channel just for saying that. No. Apparently Liam McGrindle was going to sacrifice a live haggis in front of one with a bread knife. Put the oh, Jesus. Oh, no, that's just alright. Put the beat in bucket. Why are you talking about feet stuff? Talk about football. Anyway, who's your first to score tonight? Give me that in the chat. Who waiting to see if we qualify to buy? And no, I don't think that we are waiting to see if we qualify to buy. I think that Celtic have been dragging their heels with it. The player's been talking about the fact that he's wanted to come to Celtic for a while. I think that Celtic have been trying to get the deal done, but things out with their control between the player and club means bonus money that hasn't been paid, maybe a payoff with the remainder of his contract. There's all sorts. He was maybe promised so much money if this happened, and so much money that it could be anything. It could be anything at all. 4.5 million for Balikwisha. Latest reports. He's decent. A decent winger. Hatate scored first, said Chris. Rab Engels was playing against Falkirk. Maloney laying the ground for him and Martinez. I've said that a few months back, remember? I should have time-stamped that video, didn't I? Is that what's happening at Celtic? I said when he came in, that job was way, way above Maloney's pay grade. Pathway manager. And then, I mean, what part of the pathway manager is about setting up deals? I would have thought that was out with his control. Pathway manager's meant to be sort of looking after the players, not doing negotiations. Or maybe it is. I mean, doing negotiations with teams for loaning players. I would have thought that was like a pay grade above him. You've got me really thinking now. Is Martinez going to be the next Celtic manager? Cal Mack from outside the box. It would be a fantastic. He's bang average. I mean, he was only really good when he was manager of Belgium. Can we please stop putting other managers? Give Brendan Rodgers respect, says Monotic Mac. Yeah, I know. Cal Mack is due a screamer from outside the box. Yep, he'll probably be running away from all the feet massaging that's going on. So he'll like, fuck this, get the ball in the back of the net. Here he goes. Goal, Celtic. Callum McGregor. It will need to be a goal from outside the box because they are going to defend in the heavy, heavy numbers. Russian Spy FC will not score tonight. There are no Russian spies. Jesus. I can tell you a funny story about. I can remember the Russian embassy in Edinburgh, or consulate, or whatever it was, got in contact with me, and at that time, I was doing a lot of stuff on Twitter that was very anti-Tory and indie Scotland stuff, and they got in touch with me to come and do a quotation at the embassy, and it was at the time. It was about a year after the guy got poisoned down in Salisbury, and I can remember saying to my mates, and I'm like, fuck that, man, I'm not doing a job in the Russian embassy. I'm going to come out with a target on my back with MI5 or something. So I dinged the job. I didn't even put a quote in because I was like, I was going to do it at first day. I was like, did we just do it? Did we do the job? And then you're thinking, fuck that, man. It's the Russian embassy. Do you know what I mean? Fuck me. You get dragged into all sorts of shit. Anyway, Boy, Belgium was completely underachieved with Martinez. Yeah, I know. I take Martinez. And let's stop talking about managers. Let's concentrate on the game tonight and what is in front of us. And what is in front of us, kidnapped by MI5. Yeah, or something like that. But anyway, what is in front of us tonight is a highly motivated defensive unit that will sit 5, 6, 7 at the back, as they did with Slovan Bratislava. They have midfielders and an attacker that has a bit of pace. They will try and defend like anything and bam, hit us on the break. Watch the way that they play tonight. I did say this. It is the way that they played before. It's the way that we'll play at Celtic Park. I said that although Celtic could beat any of the teams, Slovan Bratislava or this Kazakhstan mob, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be, I'd take 2-0 tonight and draw next week. I don't think it'll be a draw next week. The first 20 minutes is important, as always. I think that the noise of Celtic Park tonight, we need all the fans. And I know I say this every time there's a big game, but we do know we need all the fans to get really up for it. Never mind just leaving the Green Brigade to do their thing and then the boys at the other side. Do you know, we need the whole stadium up tonight. None of this, I've not got any sweeter rappers to sit in Russell's tonight, so do you know, there's no sitting on your arse. It's like, let's motivate this team and let's do it for Brendan. Let's make some noise, not just for the boys, for Brendan. Do you know, he's a manager that's under fire every week in the media. It's a manager that's under fire because the board aren't signing players fast enough. Let's make some noise for the manager and make sure that we're motivating the team. We're pushing the team forward, and that ultimately gets Brendan really excited again and puts a smile back on Brendan's face, because in the last couple of days Brendan's face has been tripping him. Well, going by that interview anyway, it was completely tripping him. The biggest game of the season, well, it was just until the next big game of the season, which will be in 2 weeks' time against the Rangers. But it's a £40 million game. Is it a £40 million gamble? Is the big question. And if we should have enough. When you look at this team, it's a fast attacking, one-touch pace game. Players, Benji coming out for that number 8 position, running up into the midfield, into the box late on. Can he score tonight? Can James Forrest burst his gut and score again? It is a team that can do the job, and it's a team that Brendan Rodgers trusts and believes that can do the job for him. When we look at the bench, people are saying you've got £11 million Arne Engel on the bench, £6 million Austin Trusty on the bench, £6 million Paolo Bernardo on the bench. Good, because that means that they can come on and change the game, do some damage. You know, I'm even looking for Shin Yamada to maybe even come on and play two up front against this lot tonight. Getting one up on it. We'll soon find out. Baz, big gamble. I don't think it's a gamble. Well, it is. It is. Please stop with the big scores. It's going to jink us. That's why I don't have big scores now. It's Celtic 8-8. He's the best of the best, is Brendan. Yep, he is that. Well said for Baz, Brendan. Yeah, well said, Baz, for Brendan. Yeah, exactly. Mixed wins are one of the finest. Hopefully the midfielders' goals continue. Definitely. I hope that, let's say, Adam Idah for a shock value score. I think Adam Idah might get 2 tonight. Do you know, when you look at the corners are key tonight. When you look at the corners and the way that Arne Engels can just float a ball in, and he needs to, Adam Idah, do you know, just get it in the back of the net, off your napper, boom. But then again, it could come from a quick run from Dyson Maida, ball across the front, Adam Idah sitting in the 6-yard box. For me tonight, Adam Idah, your pet talk to Adam is this: big man, come here. No, down here. I want to talk to you. Right, that's it. And Brendan just goes to him. He's like, Adam, come here. Stay in the 6-yard box and don't come out of it. Just stay there. Doesn't matter what's happening around the pitch. Stay in the 18-yard box and then around the 6-yard box. All right, big man? Deal? Perfect. Go. And that's it. It's as easy as that. That's the pet talk to Adam Idah tonight. It's just go and be a poacher. Just go and sit in the 6-yard box. Don't go out to the wing. Don't try and hold play up because there's nobody coming in. You just sit in the 6-yard box and let us give it to you on a plate. Not got a plate. Fly it in by drone. Anyway, Duncan says it's going to be 3-1 Celtic. 3-1 Celtic? I don't think that they'll score. I'm going to be honest. I really don't think that they will score. No pet up Baz. He's pure piss. He's pure shite. That's terrible. Just placed placards with an arrow behind the goals. What team was it that done that? Remember, Lanky. What team did that? And remember the fans with the big arrows, and they were all jumping about the back of the goal. They're pointing the arrows. They're pointing the arrows, pointing the goal. Oh. That would be hilarious if Celtic did that. Could you imagine? Oh, that would be the funniest thing ever. But the Green Brigade aren't allowed out their section, so it would have to be somebody from either the Celtic. Maybe the boys could do it. The boys could disappear down for their section. They don't get policed as much. I'm going to message somebody and say that. Just one Celtic place says, Liz, 4 or 5, says Chris Fraser. How are you, Chris? 4 or 5 for Celtic tonight. Baz, check out my new monkey. What? I get lost in the comments sometimes. We've got to watch that big Brazilian up top. Well, as long as it's not... I'm not really worried about them up front. Idah's best position sitting in the stand. No, it's not. I hope he puts you... I tell you, I hope there's a lot of humble pie getting eaten tonight in a big, big way. I really do. I hope there's a lot of big chunks of humble pie getting eaten by Celtic fans tonight that just go, shit, Adam Idah's a player there. What a couple of cracking goals from Adam Idah tonight. I'm just saying. We've got enough to deal with them. We should have enough to deal with, surely. Get a grip. Craig, I'm too old to say what age I am. Take a look at my profile pic. What? Oh, don't start your your dating stuff again. I can't take it. Have I even sorted the live it yet? Yeah, I have, haven't I? Oh my, Adam Idah hat trick. There we go. There's some belief. Stephen says it's going to be an Adam Idah half trick. Some team likes having Brazilians and Celtic don't. Adam Idah Forest to score tonight amongst others. I think so. I think the scorers will be tonight. I think it will be Callum McGregor from a screamer. I think it will be Dyson Maida for the number 2. I think Adam Idah will get the 3rd from a header from a corner. And I think the 4th could be James Forrest. That's my 4 goal scorers tonight. And Adam Idah. Scales will score from a header. It's either going to be Scales or Adam Idah. It depends how they've been training on corners. Dyson to assist both halves, 40-1. Get a fiver on that. And Adam Idah scores a hat trick. I'll drink. Oh, Jesus. And then Patrick Connolly Stewart Andrew Murphy. That has to be the longest new YouTube name on channel. He's going for 5-0 tonight. Adam Idah hat trick of misses. Don't stop the negativity. Hat trick of sitters. Oh, honestly, you really need to stop with the negativity because he's going to prove you all wrong. He is going to prove you all wrong. I think Forest 2-0. Win with no injuries, Steve Shaw says. Just win with no injuries. Get a grip of 40. Shawing. I'm having apple pie, but I would bet Adam Idah not to score. Lanky's go for 4-1 tonight. 2 from McCowan and Forrest. 2 from McCowan and Forrest. Forrest is Forrest older than Vardy? No, that's a cheek. Vardy's 38. Although some people say that James Forrest is 180 and he's been here since the dinosaurs. And he was here when Celtic were first born. And he just changes skin every 6 years. Engels needs to be on the park with that set play, delivery. I can understand why Brendan's played this team, and we'll wait till see when they start. And I'll say it again, Benji will be sitting in beside Callum McGregor in the midfield, which will allow Hatate, Forrest and Maida to have a run along the front with Adam Idah in front of them. Do a poll. Do you think Adam Idah will score tonight? It's a bit late for a poll. It's 20 past. Christ, there's been over 3,000 people on that have missed the poll. No worry, Chris. It's all in the past now, and the money will all be going to charity. Let's do this poll. What was the poll? Let me go back to the comments. There we go. Thank goodness the majority of the people are now into the stadium, or in the house. There we go. Do you think that Adam Idah will score tonight? This is not my poll question. It was, I can't remember who asked to put the poll up, but there is your poll question for tonight. We'll do a little quick 20-minute poll. Do you think that Adam Idah will score tonight? This will split it right down the middle, this one. This will be an interesting poll to watch, just for the later end of the video. Who's got the blank cricket? Adam's scoring the lottery. Let's just see the poll, how that is going. So the poll already has 80 votes already, 81. There's 84. It's flying up. 72% say you have given me faith in humanity. Celtic fans, you have given me faith in your humanity. 70% say that he'll score tonight. There's only 29%. 30 people have said that Adam Idah will not score. There we go. 30 people have said that Adam Idah will not score. Adam Idah scored 3 tonight. Adam Idah's missus will score tonight. Oh, that's just wrong. His family must be on the chat. Don't say that. Don't say that. His future is already on the line. I would love to get Adam Idah out the door. Who do you bring in then? I always love. I almost forgot about Ali Johnson. I always love the comments. I would love to get Adam Idah out the door because he's the most experienced goal scorer that we have. Will there be a walkout before half time? I hope so. Osman scores before Idah. No, he doesn't. Do you not remember how Callum Osman played in pre-season? He's a B team player at best. Now, turning up and having a fantastic game against a B team says nothing to me that Callum Osman is going to get a start before Johnny Kenny. Not a chance. What it does say to me is that Brendan Rodgers isn't too averse to going 2 up front in this game. Having all those strikers on the bench says to me that, do you know, Brendan Rodgers might just go, I'm going to change the formation, we're going to go 2 up front. That's what it says to me. Vardy will score before Adam Idah. It's funny, I love the fact that all the ones that have got the negativity are being so vocal, yet 72%, a big majority, have said that Adam Idah will score tonight. Adam Idah's family, if he scores, we can call him Wednesday Adam. Adam Idah's going nowhere. Yep, Alan, he's going absolutely nowhere. Baz, do you think that when the lot of numbers keep guessing, mate, keep up the good work? Jesus. Out of those 27 of those left running past 8. What? That makes no sense, mate. If Adam Idah scores a hat-trick, I'll run down Lennoxtown and the Scud. You'll get arrested for that. Vardy should score more goals than Adam Idah or Kenny. Of course he should. He's more experienced. Looks like half the chat need to score. It's always funny, Lanky, because when you look at the poll, the chat's very negative towards Adam Idah, but the people that are sitting watching the video in the background and not commenting seem to be the ones with the sensible heads. So thank you for all the sensible ones for staying quiet and letting the lunatics in the asylum run loose. I'm back in Adam Idah, says Jim. Come on, the big man. Vardy won't be able to speed, hasn't had a pre-season. Chilpel, I said that last night on a live, or was it the other night on a live, and I got called out for it. And it was like, well, someone says to me, you're talking shite. And I was like, well, go and show me what teams he's played for. How many minutes that he's played since May. He can't play for any teams. He can't play any football because he's not registered with any teams. And under UEFA rules, you have to be registered with a team to play in friendlies and pre-season. He's never had any football. It would take him... Celtic are not going for Vardy. It would take him 2 months to get up to speed, in my opinion. I think Celtic will kill the tie tonight. I hope so. Adam just think it's better coming on as a sub. Yeah, he is, Thomas, but until Celtic go out and splash the cash on a number one striker, do you know what does it then say to Johnny Kent? If we go out, if we qualify for the Champions League, here's the scenario. If we qualify for the Champions League, this is what will play out. Celtic will go out and spend money on a striker, whether it's your man Vardy or we buy someone in. Then Johnny Kenny then goes out on loan. Fact. That will happen. Johnny Kenny will go out on loan for a season to give him game time. Callum Osmond, who was brought in with the promise of being in and around the first team, he will stay until the January transfer window. If him or Johnny Kenny does not leave before the end of this window, Callum Osmond will go out on loan the second half of the season. That is my prediction. Says to me there'll be so many strikers in the squad for tonight, expect goals and plenty of them. Been called that for years, Hank. Running down Lennox and the Scud won't get you arrested. Yeah, this is true. This is true. I think we'll be finished first half. Do you think we'll be finished with the first half? Let's be serious about if Adam scores tonight, a brace or a hat-trick, it's going to have a massive effect on his season and ours. Let's everyone get the back of them. Yeah, and 70% of 182 or 183 now, nearly 200 people believe that Adam Idah will score tonight. So, you know, you've got to say that it's the loud minority that are... it's a bit like a fucking independence vote, isn't it? We'll kill the tie tonight and confirm our attacking player this week into next week. I think that there'll be an addition to the squad by Friday. I think there will be an addition to the squad this Friday, but he won't be able to play in the Champions League game next week because he had to be registered by last night. If we sign 2 wingers and move my Brown Warriors, very, very hopeful with this one. Very hopeful. If we sign 2 wingers, I still think that Dies and Maida will be sold. Just saying. If we manage to get out this window without an offer coming in for Dies and Maida late on, we've won a watch. We have absolutely won a watch. And there can be no underestimating. And then you've got to ask, why has there been no offers? Why has there been no offers? We've already turned down one offer for him at the beginning of the season, the beginning of the transfer window. We turned down 8.75 million. For me, that was giving an indication to teams around Europe and English Premiership that Celtic are not going to go, they're not going to low ball, they're not going to sell the player low. So let's wait to the tail end of the window. We don't want to get into a bidding war. Let's wait till the Champions League qualifiers is done. We've then got 3 days to test Celtic. And I think on the plane back from Kazakhstan next week, I think come the Wednesday evening, I think the Celtic will have an offer in for Dyson Maida on the Wednesday. We then have until the Monday evening to get replacements in and get a striker. Gives us 4.5 days. And I think it'll be touch cloth. And I think Celtic fans will be pulling their hair out if the offer does come in. 201 votes. We're going to end the poll. There has been 71%. So that is what? There's 60 people. 60 naysayers say that Dyson Maida will not score tonight. It's where 100... that's wrong. That math's way wrong, isn't it? Anyway, we move on. Oh, my head's burst. I need a drink. I need some food. And we need to get ready for the game. Rodgers to hit an incredible milestone tonight by taking charge of this game. Simpson Posey benched for the game. Celtic boss. Transfer. No, nothing new. Nothing new with that. Right, I am going to finish up just now. The next video is live. We do the watch along. Thank you to the 3,500 people that have watched the video this evening. If Dyson is sold, the team could be in trouble. Says, who really cares? I think the team's in trouble anyway. Maida will not be sold for under 25 million, says Mikey. I'll keep saying it. Maida isn't going anywhere. We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. Ever the optimist. To be fair, JSP, why are we calling him JSP? Just call him Simpson Posey. Didn't he call him a boy band, like, initials? Anyway, that's me done and dusted. I shall see you in around about 15 minutes for the watch along. If any of you are interested in watching the game and listening and chatting online. If not, I'll see you in the afterlife after the game this evening. Anyway, have a fantastic evening, Celtic fans, wherever you are, all around the world. Come on, you boys in green. Let's go.